Hello everyone and namaste. So in this video, I'll be talking about candles. I will let you guys know a little bit about the history of candles. I'll be talking about what the different meanings of candles are, as well as giving you guys some tips for what you can do for candle magic. So candles were supposedly first brought about by the Egyptians around 3000 BCE. However, it's speculated that candles were used all the way back to the Paleolithic age for lighting caves and aiding in helping light the caves for the cave drawings that was done back then. In my research, I thought it was very interesting reading about all the different practices from different religions that have to do with candles. And around 200 BCE, the Romans were worshiping the goddess Isis, which is a Egyptian goddess. I had read that they had a temple erected for her, and they had candles lit 24/7 as a symbol of hope. I thought that was very interesting because I didn't even know that the Romans were worshiping Isis. I thought that was very interesting, and then for them to use the candle in that way, I thought was very amazing. Also, the Greeks around that same time was using candles as a way of paying homage to the dead and helping them light their paths so they wouldn't be taken up by demons, so their soul wouldn't be lost to demons. I thought that was very interesting to read about as well. And as everybody knows, the Jewish traditions of Hanukkah and Shabbat, which in Hanukkah they light the 8 candles and then have the one that lights the all, so there's 9 together. As well as Shabbat, they light a candle every Friday for their Sabbaths. I found that it was interesting that in early Christianity, candles were actually banned from use for the Christian practitioners. It was banned because it was thought of as a pagan tradition of using candles. It was a symbol of paganism. And but what I think is so interesting is that nowadays, especially in the Catholic religion, they light candles to pay homage to the saints and to the Virgin Mary as a way of showing their devotion and their love. And I thought that was very interesting of how that, it completely went 180 with that, as far as it being seen as a pagan tradition of, and that's exactly what the pagans were doing. They were lighting candles to pay homage to whatever goddess or god they were worshiping at the time. Another thing that I found that was interesting about Christianity with candles is during the witch hunts in the 1400s, there were handbooks that were given out that stated that to light a holy candle to be able to protect yourself against bewitchments. And I thought that was very interesting. It was also thought that the witches were lighting candles for to worship the devil, and the classic symbol of that during the time was Satan with the horns and a candle stuck in between his horns. I thought that was funny, but also kind of sad as well. But yeah, and then the Christians had actually stopped using candles for a little bit of time because it was thought that the witches were reaching them with the bewitchment through the candles, that the holy candles weren't protecting them, that they were being hijacked. That was very interesting. Now I'll be talking about what the different colors of the candles symbolize. One thing that I wanted to let you guys know is that the actual coloring of candles didn't come around until the 1900s. Obviously, witches and the pagan community and stuff like that could have used different things in their candle making to make them a different color, such as blueberries or different herbs, stuff like that. But it wouldn't have been the type of coloring that we have now with the bright, vibrant colors. But anyway, so I'll just go through my list of the different colors and what I feel like they mean. That's the whole thing with the coloring. I know I had somebody recently ask me about what the different colors mean. And the whole thing is that, like I've said before, you make it your own path. If you don't feel like what the majority of people think that one candle is supposed to mean, you can change that. And there's a few colors that I'm like, yeah, I don't see it that way. And so I see it a different way, and that's the way that I do it. And that's okay. You can do that as well. And there's some of the candles that a lot of people have very mixed reviews on, of how they feel like it's, they feel like what represents it. So the white candle represents purity and cleansing, health, and also balance. But it's very universal, and it's a sign of neutrality. So you can use it in any ritual that you want to, and I use it in a lot of my rituals. It's a great one to use if you're cleansing a space or cleansing an object, because of its representation of purity. One thing that you can do is, if you want to use a colored piece of paper to burn it, you can do that, and it will enhance it, and do it that way instead of using a particular colored candle. Black is also a very common one, and the majority of the people agree that it represents protection. I use black candles almost in every single ritual that I do, just because I feel like it's, for one, I love the color black. I think that black candles are absolutely beautiful, and with the symbolism of protection, I think that it goes very well with protecting my sacred circle, as well as protecting my spells that I'm doing from outside energies. Or for example, with my confidence jar, I had poured my black candle wax into it to protect it from outside sources, outside energies, to protect that spell. Red is, a lot of people agree that the red candle represents love and passion. And I also feel like it represents strength. One thing that I think that is very beautiful about the red candle is that I feel like it's not just a simple love. I think that it's, the deep, passionate, very romantic, true love type of love that has this beautiful passion to it. And so that's one reason why I love the red candle, because it represents such strong emotions with that. Blue, is, majority of people think of it as being part of peace and calming. And I also think that it is represented with communication as well. So the throat chakra is represented as a blue color, and the throat chakra is for communication. And so I've seen a couple of people say that they think that the blue candle represents communication as well. And I'm definitely one of those believers that to use the blue candle, you can use it for communication spells, but also for peace and harmony as well. I think that it's very powerful for both of those. For green candles, this is one that I disagree with on a lot of people. I know that the majority of people, at least that I've seen, use green candles for money spells. And for one, I'm not a very big subscriber in money spells. I think that if you want to do that, it's completely fine. But and I don't mean to offend anybody, but I think it's a bit superficial, because I think that it's better to do a spell to more so have people notice your efforts, or something opens up, like a position that you've wanted or something, and your qualifications will fit perfectly with that position, or the energy is spent to help you work harder to earn a promotion or something like that, instead of just, it seems like at least that I've seen from people who have posted their money spells, it seems like they expect their energy to go out there and then money to come to them, kind of by blind luck, instead of you having to put some energy into it outside of the spell of working harder, or something like that. And maybe that's what they mean by the money spell. I'm just not a subscriber to doing much of drawing physical stuff to me. I think that I seem to work more on the emotional level, instead of drawing physical items to me, such as money. But there's nothing wrong with that if that's the path that you want to take. And again, that's the beauty about Wicca, is that you can make it your own path. And I think it's wonderful that people are even just subscribing into doing type of rituals with candles, and and exploring their spirituality in this way. So anyways, what I think that the green candle represents is growth and fertility and perseverance. I think that it has a lot to do with Mother Nature. And I think that, to me, it's a lot deeper if you do spells with those instead of money. Another reason why I don't agree with the green candle representing money is because I think that people think about it as being good for money spells because of it being green, and our money is green. However, not everybody around the world's money is green, so that doesn't make sense to me. And also, in the past, money wasn't green, and so it just doesn't make sense to me. But again, if that's what you think that it should represent, then totally go for that. The purple candle, I think, is a very powerful candle. It has a lot to do with the psychic abilities, divination, astral travel, clairvoyance, anything that has to do with invoking the third eye. I think that it's a very, very powerful candle to use to be able to bring out those abilities within yourself. And one thing that I've used them with before is doing dream work. I have dreams, like I remember my dreams every single night almost, and they're usually strange and bizarre, and I love to work with my dreams. So I think that using the purple candle for doing dream work spells is very powerful. So the pink candle is represented as friendship, and it seems like that's pretty universal. Other people have more things that they think that it represents, and I just don't use the pink. I just don't use the pink candle very much for spells. I think that it's a very sweet candle. I think that it's very sweet with friendship and a sweet love. And it's more meant for just regular friends or for family members. So I think that the pink candle definitely has its uses. And I know one day I'm going to do a spell with the pink candle, but I just haven't done that yet. The same goes for the yellow candle. The yellow candle I haven't worked with very much, and people have some mixed talks about what they think that the yellow candle represents. I feel that it represents joy. To me, when I see the color yellow, I feel like it's just a joyful color. So to me, that's what I think that it represents. But I haven't done any work with the yellow candle yet.